Me again. And this needs lifting up a bit. I think it's sticking. You're seeing, not seeing very well. There. I've continued this on from my vlog about ordering glasses online, and this one is, I've decided what I'm going to try and do is do a vlog that's called 5 in 7. And I'm going to try and do this as a weekly vlog. I was thinking of 5 on Fridays, but then I thought, well, I might not always get this up on a Friday. So let's call it 5 in 7. And I'm going to tell you 5 things that I've done in the week that might be of interest to you. Or might bore the pants off you, but never mind. The first one is, as most of you know, we are moving. We are vacating our work building, and the documents were signed. The contracts were signed on Friday. It's now Sunday. The contracts were signed on Friday. The gentleman who's bought the building came in to see us on the Friday, and he's a lovely, I think he's Iraqi, I'm not sure, but he was saying, take your time, don't worry, you can move out in your own time, because he knew that we're basically, him and I are his lordship and I are doing most of the hard work carrying stuff. We have got friends who are coming with their vans. The guy across the road, he came with his van and helped to bring some stuff home. Another friend of ours, Debbie, who works for us, her husband's offered to use his van to help us take stuff to the container. And on Thursday, our other friend's coming with his van, and we're going to empty the rest of the building by then. We've told this Remy, I think he's called, that we're going to, we said, look, we might leave some stuff here like the desks that we don't need or the cabinets, and he said that's fine. And what we found out was that the building next door to us, Remy owns all the stuff on that side, then there's us, and then on this side there are there's a big building that's been converted into 2 shops, and the nearest one to us used to be a bathroom shop. And the bathroom shop closed down, and we heard from the lady in the cafe on this side that this Rami was seen to pass a lot of money to this guy who had the bathroom shop, and she thought he was bailing him out because he was going, I think he was going bankrupt or something. But Rami told us, or Remy, I can't remember what he's called, he said what he had done was he'd bought all the bathroom stock off this guy, and so what he was going to do is the minute we leave the building, he's going to bring all his bathroom stuff, which he's got stored outside at the back, and mind you, there are loads, and he's going to bring them into our building, and for the time being it's just going to become storage for his bathroom stock. I think he's converting houses and buildings. The buildings on this side, there are shops and there's houses, and I think he's doing bathroom things and converting them, and so all this stuff is going to help in the conversion. So so we are moving out. We are gradually doing it, haven't exhausted ourselves in the process yet, but it's all going according to plan. We have a container which we are going to get on Monday, tomorrow, and once we've got that, his lordship can set up the shelving and everything and bring all the trophies that we've got, and basically we're going to, over the leading up to September, October, we'll start organising the stuff and try to get rid of it, and then gradually reduce the trophy stock. So that's 1 of 5. 2 of 5. Now then, this is an interesting one because Joe from Joey Soy has become a I forgot what you call it, where she's promoting a company called Tailor Nova, which is a bit like Lacala patterns, where it gives put your body measurements in and it produces a pattern for you. And I've watched Joey Soy's vlog, and I thought, oh, this sounds rather interesting. So I thought, Joey was saying that you can join it for a month or you can join it for a year. So I thought, right, I'll join it for a month and see what it's like. It was £27, I think. I'm not sure. That's a lot of money, to be honest. So there I went. I thought, right, well, I'm going to do the one, I'm going to do a safe thing, and the first one I picked was this one. Print the actual design out, but this is roughly what it's like. It has, I think I'll bring this down to let you see. It's basically the dress, the back goes out like that, so it's quite flared, and there's a dart there, and then it goes out there, and the front has a V, and then it flares out a bit on the front and slightly on the back. The sleeve, now, first of all, there's one of those and one of those, so I ended up printing all of this, and as I was printing I'm thinking, well, hold on a minute, I could have just put ×2 there. So that was a waste of printed paper that I printed. This was the sleeve that I had, and I felt that the curve up there was really high for the sleeve, and that's the V facing that goes on there. Now, and then you get a V facing there, and two back facings there, so I couldn't fathom out what that was for. Anyway, I cut it out. I cut the pattern out. I did find that this was far too much, and the pattern wasn't meant to have a gathered head, but had I used that, had I not trimmed, I actually trimmed it down a little bit there. I went round and trimmed it round there to make it into a lower sleeve head there. But I would have had to give it a lot of gather up there, which would have made it stand out upwards there as it went down, and I didn't like that, so it didn't appeal to me. Then I made the dress, and quite honestly I didn't like it. So the one thing I didn't like was the fact that it actually looks like a maternity dress. It's very, very wide. It's very, considering the measurements that I gave them, and to be fair, this is the cotton that I got. Considering the measurements that I gave them, I just felt that the whole thing was, it just seemed wrong. It wasn't meant to have a zip in there. And this bottom bit, you see because it flares out at the back, you end up with that happening, and I didn't like that. It just doesn't look right at all. It's just not hanging right. It's hanging like it's a pleat, and there's not meant to be a pleat. This is because, as you see there, this is the back, and it goes right out there, and that's it going right out, and it just hangs like that. So that I wasn't happy with. It's meant to be tapered in. There is a dart on the back. I did take the darts in on the back there, and I don't know, it just doesn't look right at all. The sleeves didn't set in very well. I ended up putting a contrast on there, and I've added a bit of this just to hide that, because what happened was the V actually went up there, and I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. It was a very high V, and so I thought, right, I'm going to make a lower V. So I made a lower V, but obviously I had a little bit of cleavage, so I put this netting in between, and not too bad. But again, I don't know, there was just something about this dress that I did not like. So because that was attempt number 1, and because I'd paid £27, I felt that I ought to try another one. So that one didn't work, so then I thought, right, I'll try another pattern. And the next pattern that I did was, I thought, well, I'll stick to something that I know, and I have already made something like this from my collar top and from this sew over it penny dress skirt. And it was basically, the one I have is kind of a boat neck type neck. And I thought, right, I'm going to try their boat neck one. And I downloaded the pattern. So basically it's a boat neck, long sleeves, sleeves 3/4 sleeves like this, and fitted to the waist with the panel round there, a princess seam going round there, and then from the waist goes a circular skirt. Well, when I cut the pattern, I got the circular skirt. The same setup was where it had 2 half circular skirts, so I wasted a lot of paper printing out 2 full half circles when one pattern would have been enough. I've got it all folded up here. The sleeve had the most enormous, this is way high compared with the one that I made from La Carla, and I just thought, this is ridiculous. I haven't even got that far of making the sleeve, but it just seemed to have such a high curve that I could see here being totally gathered, so that put me off. And then when I came to doing, oh there, that's the layout of the pattern. I don't know if you can see there, but it basically has a half circle there and a half circle there. So you're wasting your time printing out 2 different, you know, it's, to me that's wasted paper. It's because it's basically, there's no difference with that one from that one. So I could have just printed the one. Anyway, the next thing I found was, there's the boat neck. I don't know if you can see, let me see. That's the boat neck top. That's the high sleeve. Then it has a princess bodice, a back bodice and a front, and that's the back side, and that's the front. Well, that's the front, that's the back, and that's the front side. So I thought, right, after having done that previous one and it not turning out the way I wanted it to, I printed out the pattern, and I printed out the pattern, and this was the back boat neck, and that's the centre back, and that's where the boat neck went to. And I thought that seems awfully wide. So then I looked at the front boat neck, which is, that's the sleeve. Where's the front boat neck? Let me see if I can find the front boat neck. That's not it, that's not it. That's not it, is this it? Right, this is the front boat neck. This is the front boat neck. And bear in mind, these are my measurements. This front boat neck is so wide that I looked at it and I thought, it's going to be hanging off my shoulders. So I did a toile. I used some old fabric and made this bodice with the boat neck to see what it was like, and it was absolutely awful. It hangs off my shoulders like that, not at all the way I would expect a boat. I expect a boat neck just to be a slash neck, and it wasn't at all like that. So I just thought, no, not even going to make this up. I actually then, at the same time as I downloaded this one, I downloaded a further one, and I thought, well, maybe this one might be better. And the further one I downloaded was this one, which does look a bit better. It's basically got a raglan sleeve and a straight up and down skirt. But you know what, after I've done that one and after I've done the other one and it's just not working for me, I've printed it all off, and I really don't know that I want to bother cutting it out, because I've got a feeling it's not going to look the way I want it to be. Let's have a look and see what the layout of the pattern is. It might be alright. The layout of the pattern is like that. I might get away with it because it's more fitted, because the neck is a rounded neck. But basically, I'm not liking tailing over. Let's put it this way. I don't think... Oh, and the other thing was, when they have a 3D model of a model wearing what you've got on, and it's not at all enhancing. It just looks... I'll have to take a picture of it, because it just looks as if the clothes are hanging off it. And I just thought, it's not working for me. La Carla works for me. La Carla patterns look like, when I print them off and I print them off and I cut them out and I cut them out on the fabric, they turn out very, very close to what the picture is. granted, some of the fabric that I've used hasn't necessarily been the right kind of fabric, but this definitely is not working for me. Much as I can see the potential in it, maybe it's in a year or two's time when they perfected it, because I think it's still in beta. It's still what you call the beta thing. They haven't got everything right. Then maybe I might go back and visit it. But I fed in all the measurements, all the exact measurements, my shoulder, my bust, my top, but you know, all the things that it asked. And I really didn't think that the end product was very nice. So I'm going to stick to my Lecala for the time being. Number 3 of the week was 2 lots of fabric that I got. Both from the same company, and I loved both of them. I'm going to show you them now. Number 3 was, I'm not quite sure how I saw it, but it was something that popped up either on Instagram or it popped up on something that I looked at. Maybe it's eBay, because eBay knows I look at fabrics, so they often pop up some fabrics along the top. And this caught my eye. And they didn't have it in stock. You had to basically book it in preparation for when it came. And it's from a company, both of these are from a company called Flamingo Fabrics. And this one really caught my eye. It's a jersey. It's a cotton jersey. And this is the fabric that I got. Now I got 2 meters. I think it's 2 meters, yes. 2 meters, and this is absolutely lovely. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I can't decide whether it's going to be a jumper or a dress or something, but the colours, oh, I've got it upside down. The colours, it's a, you know, the colours of the bird, the colours, it's beautiful, beautiful fabric. And it's a jersey, as I say, it's white on the other side, a cotton jersey. And I think that will look absolutely gorgeous. It's grey, it's lilac, grey hair. It'll look nice with grey hair, hopefully. And so I can't remember how much it was. I think it was something like £8.50 metre, which is pricey. But I just thought, oh, it's so nice. I've got to get some. Then, so this arrived. And then another picture popped up. This is absolutely fatal when pictures pop up on your computer. From Flamingo Fabrics again. And I just love this one. So I can't remember, I think I've got enough to make a dress out of this one. And this is, it's like a watercolour. It's absolutely gorgeous. This one here. Can you see that? Watercolour flowers. It just looks like somebody's painted it. I'll open it out to let you see it a bit better. And I just think it'll make a lovely dress, summer dress, with the watercolours, with the watercolour flowers. Turquoises, yellows, blues, pinky reds. It just got everything. So I treated myself again. And I'm going to have to make some dresses. However, I've been wearing a lot of dresses. This is the, what's this one? Cashmerette. I can never get it right. It's either the Upton or the Turner. I think it's the Turner. It's the one where she has a V-neck and it's basically got the elasticated bit round here and the flared skirt. I like this. I've been wearing a lot of dresses lately and everyone has remarked on how nice they look. So I shall be making some more dresses, definitely out of this, and I shall be hopefully doing this sometime soon. So that's that one. And while I'm at it, I might as well show you the one I'm sitting on. This is some jersey that I got from Yerv through Jenny, and it was a beige colour. And I just thought, beige is a bit washed out for me, for my colouring. And so I dyed it. And it's turned out like this. Has turned out beautiful. This is it looks a bit leopard skinny, and it's turned out like blue, and I think that's going to make a nice dress as well. So I shall be making a dress, probably toward an autumn dress, an autumn winter dress. But I thought that was gorgeous as well. It's amazing. It's the same thing, cotton jersey. There's quite a lot of this. There's enough to make a lovely long dress with it. So and it's got a bit of weight and a bit of body to it. So it should look lovely. So that is number 3 of 7. Now what else am I going to tell you for the rest? Maybe I might have to wait. Number 4 of 7 is about our kitchen. So here's a little video about our kitchen. So this is becoming the norm in my kitchen. Packing trophies. Packing trophies in the kitchen.
But they'll soon be gone.
They'll soon be gone, hopefully. Yeah?
I think you've got a cheek.
You think I've got a cheek, have I? Why?
Whose kitchen?
My kitchen.
Who does the cooking?
You do the cooking.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell them the story about the kitchen.
You mean how you got the kitchen?
How I got the kitchen, yeah.
Well, like this. We, sorry, I was distracted by a van then, going past. Well, we first moved in here 20 years ago. We had a horrible kitchen.
It was an alright kitchen.
It was a horrible kitchen. Basically, if I can describe, there were old kitchen units, and each kitchen unit, because it was old, had been revitalised. Not by removing a door and adding a new door, but by leaving the old door there and putting a new door on top of it.
By putting one carcass over the top of the other carcass.
That's it. It was a complete shambles. Not only that, in the work surface, there were... Right, as I was saying, so it was a kitchen from hell, basically. Yeah. And at that time, it went all the way around the room and there was no door.
And I liked it because it was a horseshoe shape.
Can you hear her? She's starting.
Yeah, yeah.
She's starting. Anyway, I hated it. Micheline thought it was all right. But then...
No, what happened was, let me just interrupt, yeah, because you kept saying, we must get a new kitchen. And I kept saying, this one's fine at the moment. There's nothing wrong with it. It'll be fine. And then you kept saying, but I can't stand this kitchen. And I said, it'll do, it'll do. Yeah. So he nagged on until one day he said, can we get a new kitchen? And I was so fed up that I said, oh, for goodness sake, okay, we'll have a new kitchen.
The next day?
The next day, at the time I was repping and I was selling textbooks to schools, and my appointment was down in Nottingham, which is a 2.5 hour drive. So I was down in Nottingham, and his lordship rings me up on the phone and says,
you know your kitchen?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's gone.
What do you mean it's gone?
I've taken it out.
You've taken the kitchen out?
I've taken the kitchen out, yeah.
What do you mean you've taken the kitchen out?
Everything's out.
What? No cooker?
No cooker.
No sink?
No sink.
Well, what's in my kitchen?
A very nice floor shape.
It's empty.
It's empty. Oh, there's one tap.
Why have you done that?
To put the new one in.
What new one?
Well, when I was a lad.
No, you said last night that we could have a new kitchen.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, I know, but I didn't mean the next day. I meant in a few months' time.
Well, no, you know, strike while the iron's hot is what I say. Strike while the iron's hot. So I came back. I emptied the kitchen.
Yeah, he'd gone and taken everything to the tip.
Yeah. In doing so, found a doorway there, which seemed a good idea at the time.
You didn't find a doorway, you decided we were going to have a doorway. Was there a doorway there?
There was a doorway there, they blocked it up.
Ah, right.
And when I took the kitchen apart, it kind of unblocked.
Oh, the door just appeared there, that door, yeah.
But when I was a lad, 20 years ago, right, you could go to places like MFI and B&Q, which are like DIY stores, and buy a kitchen off the shelf.
Yeah.
20 years ago, you couldn't.
And the other thing
I
was,
thought you could.
the other thing that annoyed me was, I wanted to plan my kitchen. I wanted to make it and design it and have it so that it was exactly what we wanted. But I came back from Nottingham.
Hey.
What?
You were married to a former kitchen designer.
I don't care. I wanted to be the one that decided on what I was having. So we ended up, I arrived back from Nottingham that evening, and he said, come on, we'll go out and buy a kitchen. So off we trot to B&Q.
Much you might need your dictionary for the next bit. Much to my chagrin, you couldn't buy one off the shelf.
So we went to B&Q and he said to the lady, "Can we have that one?" And she says, "Oh no, you've got to order it." So then we went down to MFI and he said, "Can I have that one?" And she says, "Oh no, you've got to order it." Each one was going to take at least 3 to 4 weeks. And then we went to another kitchen place. "Oh no, it takes us 8 weeks or something for it to be made, especially for you." So in the end,
I got one quick though.
In the end, we went back to B&Q, and this is the first one we grabbed, which was the only decent one that they had.
It's nice.
Well, no, you're already wanting to change a kitchen.
No, that's the house.
I've told you that you can't have a kitchen change until I sign on the dotted line.
The thing is, when I get an idea in my head now, Micheline pitches camp. She won't move.
Won't move.
She won't go anywhere.
So anyway, he then said to the lady, he says, "You know, this kitchen," he said, "well, do you think you could get it as quickly as possible?" Because he says, "We haven't got one in." So I think it was about a week and a half later, after eating out as much as we could and washing dishes in the bath, we finally got this kitchen. And then you fitted half of it, got somebody else to do the worktops.
I know, I did all the bits I was competent to do, but I wasn't convinced that all the trim that I could do the right angle joints, you know, and that I had the equipment to do it. So I got a chap in to do the work surface.
And he did a good job because it's really good.
Then he didn't do the
trims on the top.
So I got
a young
somebody
lad
who described himself as a carpenter, which is one step above a joiner, who said he could do it.
And you had gone off on your job.
I was off on my job,
and
selling maths software to schools.
And I rang you up and I said, "Are you sure this guy knows what he's doing?" Because I'd done a woodworking course. And I said, "You can just see up there little screw holes, and up there screw holes." And I said, "They're not supposed to show screw holes." And the top of the coving was terribly done, and we had to put some white Fablon on the top there to hide the screws, and the same there. And in the end, he said, "Tell him to stop." So I had to try and put right what he'd done. And even then, that top lintel is a different colour from this. So
he wasn't a carpenter.
He wasn't a carpenter,
and he wasn't even a joiner.
He wasn't even a joiner. He was just a young lad who claimed that he was, and he wasn't.
He was
a chancer. So anyway, this guy here is now banging on for another kitchen, and the idea is
no, we're going to move it though.
Oh, we're not moving it. He wants to move it to the other end of the house, and I'm saying no. Anyway, this chancer here is trying to get me to convince him that he wants a new kitchen. He's not getting a new kitchen. It's my kitchen. You might cook in it, but I make the final decision. There you go.
Well, there you are, sewing girls. How to be the boss in your own house. I'll just do as I'm told.
After that event, you will do as you're told.
Number 5 of 7. Well, yeah, I'm doing 5 of 7, aren't I? So this is the last one. 5 of 7. 5 of 7 are some patterns. Number 5 of 7 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 patterns that I got. They were on offer. I can't remember how much they were, but I quite like the styles. Whether I actually end up wearing them or making them, I don't know, but I thought they were quite nice. If I don't have them, I'll pass them on to maybe my daughter or something. But the first one is Butterick B6623. And it's a dress with a fitted bodice with pleats, empire waist with midriff, invisible back zipper, straight or flared skirt, and features sleeve and fabric variations. I quite like that one. I didn't know if I would be able to cope with those big sleeves that are like that, but I quite like that one, or maybe something in between. And I like the fact that it's a high empire waist. So that was one of the reasons why I got it. It's a size, this one is a size 14 to 22. And you can make it with challis, crepe, double georgette, stable knits, peach skin. Unsuitable for obvious diagonals. I thought that was quite a nice one and quite flattering, I think. So that was the first one. The second one was very similar to one I made years and years and years ago, and I love this style. And this has got a boat neck type of neck, and it's a New Look 6094. Now if you look at that boat neck, her boat neck gives her at least about 3 inches on her shoulder. But that pattern that I had from Taylor Nova did not give me, it was basically hanging off my shoulder. I liked that. I like the fact that it's got like a pleat in there. I like the fact that it's low, but you see, I don't know if that would fit me, if that would flatter me or not. It would have years ago, but the fact that it's low, that's the fattest part of my body where the belly sticks out. So once I'd got it, I thought, not sure if that's going to work. But it's the kind of pattern that my daughter would probably suit because she's obviously thinner. The next one I got was a Vogue pattern V1678. And this was a shirt pattern, almost a shirt pattern that looks like it's gone wrong. It's the kind of thing where I'd be saying, have you fastened your buttons up right? But for some reason I quite liked the idea. This is the reverse of it. You can see the drawing, the line drawings. It's this is the large size, a size 16 to 18, an extra large which is 20 to 22, and an extra large which is 24 to 26. Yes. So this ranges from a size 16 to a size 26. I think it's quite nice, and it might be worth me making something like that to see whether I would wear it or not. Again, it's an unusual one. These are the kind of patterns that when you see them in the books you think, oh, they're a good idea, but then when you get them you're not so sure. So that's another one. Then the third one is another Vogue. And this is V1646, and I like this one. I like the jacket, I like the skirt, and it's for, this one is for a size large, 16, 18 through to 20, 22. I quite like the jacket, and there's the line drawing for the jacket. It looks fairly straightforward. I like the skirt. Again, I'm hoping it would fit my kind of body, the skirt there. I'm hoping that would fit my shape, but it's probably worth a try. And that basically, I like the way they also do, has it done it on that one? Oh yes, it has. On this one it shows you here what figure size, what figure shapes they work well with. And this one works well with all of them. With if you're pear shaped, if you're top heavy, if you're hourglass figure, it works with all of them. And the same with that one. That shirt works with all the figure types there. You can see here, there, the figure types. So that's quite nice. Looking at that though, I'm still wondering whether it would feel comfortable with it being twisted across. It does look strange, but some people like strange. Then the next Vogue one, which I liked when I saw it, these 3 Vogues, I'm beginning to have questions about it. I thought this might have had various bust sizes in it, but it doesn't, and that does put me off a little bit. It's the V1672. I love the shape of it. If you're a slim person with a small bust, that would really look lovely on you. Those are the line drawings that you can see there. I think that's gorgeous, and I was thinking you could probably put one of these flesh coloured modesty panels there to cover you up if you didn't like that. But when I've looked at it, it's an easy facile, an easy one to make, so you know, straightforward. But I don't think it caters for the bust sizes. So if you've got a big bust, I'm not reading anywhere that it says that it has various bust adjustments. So you'd have to do a full bust adjustment to make that fit you better. And of course, my thoughts at this time in my life, at my ages, do I really want to be doing a full bust adjustment? Maybe I might, you never know. I do like that. I like the flare of it, and I like the fact that it comes from a high waist. I think that's quite nice. That's pretty as well, the little red one. So that was the next one. And then the last one was one for the granddaughter who doesn't... This has been a fruitless purchase of patterns, because I don't know that I like those. I don't know that they're the right ones for my figure now. And this one that I bought, the granddaughter's been wearing an outfit like this, and I saw it and I thought, oh, I'll get that and we can make her some more like that. But then I've been told that she's not into these anymore. So this one is McCall's M7917. And it's an absolutely lovely little outfit. She has one like this, where it's got the drawstring neck, and she loves wearing it. And in fact, she'll probably turn up when she comes up to visit us. She'll be wearing that. I might, if I can convince her, I might be able to get it. Let me make her something herself. But I like the short version as well. There's a short version there. That's quite nice, that one. But this is for a children's, this one is for size 7, 8, 10, 12 and 14. So it covers quite a wide age range. And I just think that's lovely. She looks gorgeous in the one that she's got. So whether I can convince her or not, I don't know. So there you go. So 1 of 7. 1 in 7 was that Tailor Nova. 2 in 7 was the fabric. 3 in 7 was the kitchen. 4 and 7 were the patterns. I've just got to think of a 5 and 7. 5 and 7. You know how I showed you this? This is a 5.5 and 7, because someone has asked me if I can show you how you make this. I had started filming how I made this, and I thought I'd done the whole process, but when I went back to look at my SIM card, I'd only managed to do the first 2 or 3 bits, and the rest hadn't recorded. So I will do, I promised that I was going to do a film of that, so I will be doing a little film to show you how you make that. 5 of 7 is a lady called Patricia Van Camberg, and Patricia is constantly messaging me about patterns from several French and German companies. And one of them in particular I quite found very interesting. Well, I find them all very interesting, Patricia. I'm not saying that, but one of them was quite interesting because it had a link to a lot of things. And one of the links that it had to was, it had some little free patterns that you could do. And this was one of the free patterns. It was a little boat, and you could use this as a pincushion or whatever you want, and you can store things in the little part of the boat if you want to. And I added this little sail on. I thought, oh, I'm going to add a little sail on with the clips. and I thought was rather nice. So this little, I haven't used it at all, but you could put threads or things, whatever you wanted into, you know, you could pop your threads into there, any threads that you're using, or your needle, your sewing needle, machine needles, anything that you're using at the time that you want next to your machine. Your pins in here, it can be a pin cushion, and it's weighed down again with lentils in the bottom here, and soft fleece in the top here, so I can use that as a pin cushion. And what I did here was I zigzagged very close. I don't know if you can see that there. I zigzagged very close. I did it about 3 or 4 times, and it's over a very stiff lampshade firm interfacing that's in between the fabric. And so that was my sail, where I could hold all of these little clips. So that, if I can, what I'll do is I'll put a link below to let you see what that where the pattern is, and if you want it you can download it. Now number 6 is him. He's just coming through the door. Number 6 is him.
Hello.
Very special day on Wednesday. Very special day on Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Yeah, he's going to the dentist to get the tooth put back in. Getting the tooth put back in. It's only taken what would be, it's been like that for nearly all of lockdown.
I think we told you the story. It's the bread.
Yeah, the bread he made.
I'll never be a baker.
You never can't be a baker.
Or at least, if I was the national baker, everybody in the UK
would have broken teeth.
Would have broken teeth. Just like that.
Anyway, what have you come in for?
To see if you want a cuppa.
You know I want a cuppa. I always like a cuppa.
Excuse me. Excuse me, what?
What's he like?
See you in a bit.
That was an extra for you. That was six of 7 there. You got a little extra. Anyway, I shall put a link to this little pattern. It was fairly straightforward. Again, it's all in foreign, I think it was in German, this one. But it did have a lot of pictures that you could follow. Again, I'm not knowledgeable on German, but I found it fairly straightforward to make. And so that was number 5 of 7. So I figured that if I do something like this where I've got 5 of 7, then you might get to see me more often, because I, you know, just little quick things that, well, this has been longer than a quick thing. It's been it's been quite long, but sometimes they might be a little bit shorter. But anyway, I'm going to love you. I'm going to leave you, and I'm going to catch you next time, because he's making me a coffee and I'm going to go and get my coffee. Catch you next time. Bye.